What's up, people? It's another edition of the New Breed Podcast, the world's best new metal adjacent podcast from two dudes who are old enough to be there and they have the gray hair to show for it. I'm one half of your hosting duo, Jay Horskow. With me, I have my partner in crime, the notorious TIM Tim Anderson Jr. Tim, how's it going?
Great, man. Feeling
All
good.
right.
I know you hate the 80-degree weather, but I love it, man.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I'm moving to Alaska. I'm moving to Alaska. This is thank God it's going to be cooler this weekend. It's going to be kind of rainy. All right, folks. So what are we doing? Well, this week I am passing the baton to Tim because Tim is going to run point on this. It's going to be a little bit of a surprise to me because he has a bunch of questions and stuff where I don't even know what it is. So it's going to be exciting for the both of us. Take it away, Tim.
All right, yeah, mid-year. What are we? It's June 4th, 2025 as we record this, which is let's just get this one out of the way, man. This year has fucking flown.
It's like we lost 10 years during the lockdown, and
Yeah.
now it's just cooking. I can't believe it, dude. I can't believe it's June. It
It's
was
it's it's
just
wild,
Memorial
dude.
Day. Yeah.
It like I know like my dad always told me when I was younger, like, when you get in your 40s, man, it just flies. And he's fucking 100% correct, dude. Like, I cannot believe how quick this year's went. I've
Yeah.
already been
It's
at my new job for 1 year already.
really?
Already. Yesterday
Wow.
was 1 year.
Wow.
Like, I'm like, where is this time going, dude?
Yeah,
It just
it's
makes you realize, like, like life is kind of short, dude.
yeah, we only get what is it, 4,000 weeks on average? We get 4,000 weeks. So anybody listening who keeps telling themselves I'll do it next week, don't wait till next week, do it now. You have less weeks than you think.
Yeah, dude. Especially when you get in your like that shit's crazy, dude. And
Yeah.
he was like, wait till you get to your 60s, it goes even quicker. I'm like, oh, okay. So I brought that up to him the other day. It was
Right.
on
I
his
don't want
birthday.
retirement to pick up speed. Can the work years pick up speed and then slow down when we get to
Yeah.
retirement? You know?
Yeah, because I brought it up to him. I was like, you know what? You were right. He's like, I told you. He goes, wait till you're my age. I was like, okay. Anyway, the year has went very quick, but I tell you what, I feel like the year started off super slow with releases. Like, and
hmm
everything, like news wise, releases, shit, like everything was super slow. I'm like, yeah, when is this year gonna kick up? And then boom, May comes, it just boom, like
Yep.
releases. April was kind of like the kickoff for that, honestly.
Yeah, I think April was the slow roll that started into May, and then May and June, and you look at the rest of the summer is going to be bonkers. You look at some of the tours that are being scheduled for the fall, and you start to realize that there are a lot of bands that are probably have releases they're getting ready to announce that they just haven't announced yet.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, how many more like surprises are we gonna? Because there's
hmm
always like them random like Tuesdays where it's just like, oh, new song out, and you're like, oh
hmm
shit,
hmm
like, oh, we're getting a new blah 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 record. It's like cool, man. Like that happens a lot, and I feel like it was last year too, where like Octoberish, you were like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Like every week, you're like, fuck,
Yeah.
did you hear this?
hmm
I'll tell you what. One thing I've been doing this year, a band will put a single out, and I'm going, I'm not listening to that until the record comes out. There's
Same.
there's been
Same.
something with me where I'm just like, I don't really care to hear singles right now because I kind of want to like I'm tired of hearing 5 songs and then the record comes out and it's only 8. And it's like, oh well, I have 3 more to like really bask in.
Yeah.
And it's like that was kind of like me for the Thornhill record. Like the one single came out and I was like, all right, I'll check this out. I listened to it. I was like, yep, that was amazing. And then the second single came out and I was like, not doing it because I know the record's coming out in a month.
Yeah.
So glad I waited because I'll get into that later. But like, I'm trying to hold off on singles unless I know it's just a one off. I'll check it out. But if I know the record's coming out, I'm not even doing it anymore.
Here's the thing. It's a very fine line for me for a band that I absolutely love and will go ape shit over. That I'm like, I don't care. I will listen to the single.
Yeah.
Um, for example, Signs of the Swarm album coming out in August. They've released 2 singles so far. I ate that shit up.
Yeah.
Whereas Full of Hell was releasing singles before the new album, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do the album all at once.
Same.
And Imperial Triumphant, I'm gonna do the album all at once. It's just
Same, dude.
I don't have the stuff. I guess I don't have yeah, I just don't. It's for me, it's kind of like a waste because then it's like to your point. Then the album comes out and it's like, oh well, there's 9 songs and I've heard 4 of them.
It's like the Throne record last year. It's like you heard the 5 singles and it's just like, oh, we only get five
Yeah, but then
more.
there was only 5 more, and you know what? I don't care. They actually leaked audio from they posted audio from another song that they're working on, and I'm like, how awesome would that be if they went right back into the studio, banged out another album, and then toured again? I mean, their last tour it sold out the entire thing. So Dude, strike while the iron is hot.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, absolutely. But it's
Yes.
at the same time, I just like, I think there's just so much more to listen to where it's like, I'll leave the single for later. Like, if I totally run out of music for the week, I'll put the single on. Don't get me wrong. But like right now, like you said, the full hell, I was like, nope, wait until the record comes out. Because I kind of I want to listen to some records in full, like at a time where I can actually pay attention to it. And Full of Hell's one of them bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to yes and that. Hardcore, you can pick it up in pieces.
Yeah.
So a single here, a single here, a single here, not a big deal. But like Full of Hell or The Body or Uniform or those type of bands, right, where they build an entire album,
Yeah.
to your point, it needs to be experienced all at once. Yes.
Yeah, like you need that full record like for you to be like, "Oh, that's really good." Because
Yeah.
sometimes you'll hear a single and you're kind of like, "Oh, really? You picked that as a single?" And it kind of turns you off for the whole record. I kind of feel
Yes.
like sometimes
Yes.
I'll hear a single and not be impressed by it, and then I'm not impressed by the whole record. Like the single
Um,
will kind of ruin it for me.
uh, I'm gonna give you an example. Last year, one of my top albums, Boundaries, Death is Little More. They
Yeah.
released the first single, and there was a lot of singing on it. And I was, while I don't mind it, I was like, oh, I'm not so sure what if this the whole album gonna be like this. And then they came out, and it was a monster. It was aggressive, and out of like I think it was like 13 or 14 tracks. It was heavy the whole time. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, okay, okay. They just that was just the song that they released to start seeding the ground. But yeah, you're right. It could lead you to some disappointment. Yep.
Yeah, I kind of think you get like a bad taste in your mouth off of a bad single, and then you're like
Mm-hmm.
not expecting anything from the. See, I'm one of them dudes. Like once my headspace is fucked, it just fucks the rest of it for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's that. Um, what else happened this year? Oh, I got a list here. I absolutely love that Shadows Falls back. They're just one of my favorite bands ever. I just was not expecting it. You know, the last record they put out was absolutely fucking amazing, man. Fire from the Sky. I absolutely love that record. A lot of people were not really keen to it. I'm like, you're crazy, dude. Go back to it because it's one of their best. I think the new songs pick up right where they left off. I'm really excited for this new record, man. Was not expecting this band to come back. And you know what? You know what though? Like a lot of bands are pretty much like, we're coming back. Like it dies
Yeah.
today. I just listened to an interview with them today, and I was like, okay. And I think a lot of bands are seeing like, hey, our kids are 12, 15 now. Like, hey, we can get back on the road for a couple weekends. We can put a record out because now the kid thing isn't there where they have to be there
Right.
100%. I think
And
that's
and
what we're experiencing right now.
and the nostalgia part. It's like, oh, you know
Yeah.
what? We're the 20-year every nostalgia happens at the 20-year mark. So we're 20 years on, and people are like, I kind of miss that stuff. It's like, okay.
Well, that's what he said on the interview. He was like, I just got to the point where I was seeing all my friends still doing it, and I'm just like, yo, I miss just writing brutal riffs, and I'm like, you're right, dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's cool. And you know what else is cool? Like when a band comes out in 2004, we'll say you love the record. You never know what you're gonna get 20 years later, and it's just
Yes.
like it's really cool to hear the progression of like they grew older, they had kids, they're married, they
Mm-hmm.
probably
Mm-hmm.
play guitar like once every like month for like 10 years straight. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like a
Yep.
job took over and then they pick the guitar back up and they're like, whoa, man, I miss this shit. Like
Yep.
I'm really, really liking a lot of this stuff that's coming out now. Hope that keeps happening, man.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed.
You know what else it is? I think that it's so easy to put music out these days that a lot of bands are like, hey, we don't need a label. All we need is TikTok or fucking Instagram, and we'll just put the fucking snippets up, and people will
Mm-hmm.
like it. Because here's the thing: if you were signed to like Trustkill back in the day, you automatically still have the grown audience is still there.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's the thing that these bands have that I think a lot of bands don't realize. Like when Disembodied was coming back around, and like they all them dudes, like you would hear them on interviews, or like when I interviewed them, or we did, and it's like they're like, oh, we didn't expect like people to actually be in this. So it's like, yeah, but you already had that audience there. Of course, they're going to
Yeah.
come back and be like, yo, man, like this embodies back. You know what I mean? Like Martyr
Mm-hmm.
AD.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the same fucking thing. Like if Martyr AD put out a record this year, it'd be fucking huge.
Oh, Panic chords and mosh rips. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they would get signed to fucking Trustkill instantly. You know what I mean? It's just like that
Mm-hmm.
kind of
Mm-hmm.
nostalgia right there. And like, and we're gonna talk about it later, like the festival thing. Like it's cool to see, man.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the best things this year for me, that Thornhill record exceeded every expectation I had. It's the best record for me, and this might surprise you. It's the best record of this entire what is the 10-year thing called again? Decade?
Yeah.
So far in this decade, it is the best record I've ever heard.
That is a bold statement.
No, dude, it's the best record in the last 5 years. I don't care what anyone says. I went back and looked at all my albums of the year for the last 5 years. This surpasses each one of them. And
Okay.
that's with Ohms coming out from Deftones. I think it blows that out of the water.
Okay. So I'll step off that. My biggest surprise this year, Whitechapel. I
Oh
have
yeah,
never listened to this band until this album. I always knew who they were. I loved them in with Job for a Cowboy and Suicide Silence and all that other deathcore stuff. And for whatever reason, I heard that first song that we did the album reaction to, and I was like,
yeah,
huh, this is Primordial Wretch or something like that. And I was like, huh, this is this is pretty damn good. And I listened to this album and my mind was blown to the point where
yeah.
I started walking myself backward through every album. I love all the clean singing stuff that he did, Kin and I and all that. I thought that was great. I went all the way back to the Saw is the Law and the original stuff. What a surprise. And this band is 20 years on. And I just finally got around to checking them out and I was blown away by it.
Saul's the Law is one of the sickest riffs. I fucking love that shit,
Yeah, I mean
dude.
the early stuff is it really is just a buzzsaw guitar before deathcore was deathcore, and the newest one, Hymns and Dissonance, is unbelievable. It's my metal album of the year so far this year.
Yeah, personally, I would fucking agree with metal records. That record is unfucking believably good.
Yes, yes.
They're one of them bands where like you expect them to like kind of veer off and be like, ah, we already did it. We've toured the fucking world 28 times. Let's just like get lazy with it. Nah, there's no laziness in that
No, they
record
turned
at
around
all.
and they got rid of all the clean vocals, and it's just heavy, 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 heavy interlude, heavy, heavy. Oh, it was unbelievable.
That shit is crushingly heavy.
And I will
I
say
mean,
this: uh, I went and saw that tour, and I was just that was one of those Jay's out on a random school night by himself. I was wildly impressed. Wildly impressed. I don't know what I
yeah, dude.
expected, but it blew it out of the water.
He's a great vocalist too.
Yeah, I mean, they're a tight band. They've had one lineup change in 20 years, the drummer.
Who
And
would who
they
drums for them
sound
now?
amazing. I don't know. I don't know.
I could have swore it was like a popular dude from another deathcore. I could be wrong though, but I'll tell you what
Ooh.
though, man. Yeah, when we did that video reaction, I was like, "Holy fuck, dude!"
Yeah, I again, 20 years on, and I finally found this band and I am blown away. Just absolutely blown away.
The second track on that record, man, it just like starts out with that open riff chord, and then it just goes into that blast beat. I'm like, "Holy fuck, dude!" It's
Yeah.
just like an arsenal of just disgusting brutalness, and you're
Mm-hmm.
just like, how like I'll tell you what, they're the deathcore band right now where I'm like, yo, man, every other deathcore band besides like Lorna, maybe, like you better sit down and strap in because you need to be better than that record right now.
Yeah, you need to look at these guys and say, okay, here's the bar. The bar just got reset.
That's what I mean. It's kind of like when Jane Doe came out. It's just like, all right, man, they just reset. They reset
Right.
that genre right there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or anytime a sugar releases an album, everybody just stands there
Yeah.
with their seven strings and just goes, oh shit.
Guess I
And
need a
they
10 string.
yeah, I gotta figure out how to do this stuff. Yeah, I am blown away by it. I am seriously debating driving out to Reading to see the next tour where they're doing a second leg where they're doing the album in its entirety. I actually think they played 99% of the album when I saw them, but we gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah. All right, let's get into something that's terrible. That new Head PE record is
Mm,
absolutely dog shit. I'm sorry, dude. Not
what were they
sorry. Absolute
thinking?
dog shit. I know it's all fucking covers and blah blah blah, but goddamn, it's fucking brutally
It's
terrible.
just not good.
Oh god.
It's just not good.
well, fucking Dan put it in the chat, and I was like, all right, I hate this band. Let me put it on. And then I looked at the songs. I'm like, are you serious with
I
this?
like this band, and I looked at the song titles and I went, okay, it's a covers album, which means, I mean, you either have to destroy the original to the point where it barely sounds like it, or you have to do it pitch perfect, spot on, but in your own style of music.
Yeah.
And it kind of just it lands in the middle of like, no, no,
The
no,
recording is terrible, first of all.
no. I mean,
Fucking terrible.
I get that I mean, I get that Jared is trying to stick around. Good for him, but
Dude, like the bartender re-recording is awful.
oh,
What
I
were
didn't
you
even listen. I
thinking?
refuse to listen to that because that song is so great. Refuse to listen to it.
What were you thinking? Like, go back and be like, what were you thinking, dude? Like, like the producer should like just come on, get out of here with this shit.
Yeah, I refuse to
Like,
record this. Not in my studio. Get out. Yes,
yeah, get the fuck out of here. But yeah, people listen. That record's terrible. I don't care what you
avoid
say.
it. Just avoid it.
Shit up your own ass. It's fucking terrible. Another re-recording of another re-recording I want to talk about is 18 Visions Until the Ink Runs Out. Oh my god, man, what the fuck? Listen. I love 18 Visions. I love everything they've done. Even I love Obsession. I love the self-title. I love all them records. But let's be straight here, dude. There's no reason to re-record this record.
Mm-mm.
It's perfect the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it's bad. I'm sorry, dude. His voice is fucking cooked. It's
Yeah, they
cooked.
like it. I mean, I'm gonna say this. It's gonna come off as mean, but Jeff from Poison the Well can't hit the screams he used to,
Nah, he's cooked.
and that's okay. Like you're fucking 40 something years old. It's okay.
And
But
that's what I was gonna say. It's okay that you're cooked. But here's the thing, dude. You don't need to re-record this record.
right,
It's too good to re-record.
right.
I listened to the songs, one from the original, then I listened to the same one on the re-recording, and I'm like, all right, I'll give it this. It sounds way the recording sounds cool. Don't get me wrong. Like the guitars are chunky, the drums are good. The vocals are holy shit bad, dude. He just sounds like he's fucking going through puberty, or I don't know what the fuck happened to his voice. All the touring, I
Yeah, it's
honestly
all
I
the
get
touring
it.
and stuff. Yeah,
I get it, and I'm not talking shit on the dude. I would interview that dude in a second, but dude, it's just cooked, man. Like
I mean, to your point. You're older, right? As we get older, our bodies do things that we don't necessarily like and are fans of. You just got to kind of deal with it.
I sent it to Tornello because I know it's one of his favorite records, and he was just like, "I'm gonna forget that came out. Thank you." I was like, okay,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
and I definitely get that. What's his name? Keith Barney is doing all the recording, and he loves doing it. I interviewed him a while ago, and he's like, I got in the recording. Cool, man. Good shit. But all right, enough with this stuff
Mm,
because and listen, I'm not the only one that thinks this. There's a lot of people that are like, "Whoa, that's bad." So,
yeah.
but yeah, until the ink runs out, the first recording of it, A+ fucking record.
Hmm.
Here's another one I never thought I'd see this year is Dead Guy new record. I did listen to these singles. They're fucking great.
Yeah, dude. Like, no lie, they sound really good. They sound like they haven't missed a beat.
I was
I
literally just gonna say they haven't missed a beat.
granted they did fixation on a coworker that imploded, so they didn't have time to get super jaded. But yeah, they sound like they haven't missed a beat. I think that sounds fantastic. I think Tim's voice is great, and I really think those are gonna. I think that's gonna be big for them. Good,
Yeah.
good.
It's another one of them bands where it's like, all right, what's this gonna sound like? This is 20 some years later. I
Hmm.
think it's just a extension of fixation, honestly.
Yes, yes. It sounds like a natural continuation. You're 100% right. Yes.
Yeah, I can one of my most anticipated records right now.
Hmm.
Another thing I want to talk about, the popularity of Sleep Token this year has been ridiculous.
I mean, Doc Coyle just put an article out
I was
about it.
literally just going to bring this up.
Did you read it? What's it about?
He's basically saying like people are gatekeeping metal, and it's just like, listen, if you don't like it, cool, but like you don't have to shit on it. Like basically, I don't know if he was kind of saying this, but like jealousy is really rampant in metal. When a band gets popular, here's the thing: they're either people either say they're industry plants, um, oh they suck. You know, they so like I can't stand the fucking sellout term. What if they
Ah,
sold out to? What are you talking about? Oh, they sold out. Dude, they sounded exactly the same on every record they've done. How did they what if they sold out? What are you talking about? I
just
think a lot
idiots.
of metalheads just get very mad when they see people get popular and like they're playing arenas. Like it's just jealousy, dude. Like, yo, pick up a guitar and practice more, man. These dudes obviously are fucking
That
great at what they do.
There you go. Start practicing. Change your sound. Don't get mad. Because I actually think so. This album shows up in my top 10 so far, the mid year. I think there's parts that sound heavier than the last album.
Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. There's parts that you're like, oh, okay. But like, dude, the band has eclipsed like they're like knocked loose tired. They might even be bigger than knocked loose. I think
I,
they are, honestly.
they absolutely are. They absolutely are. I think bands that have blown up in recent memory, you have Sleep Token, and then you've got below them, you probably have Knocked Loose. And then
Lorna,
below them, I would actually think Turnstile and then Lorna
Turnstile.
Shore.
Yep. You're
Because
100%
again,
correct.
Lorna Shore is still that's a very abrasive sound that you really got to be in it to win it. Coming up out of the in the home stretch though, I am convinced that Gridiron is going to blow up in a massive way.
Yeah. That
I
record
think
rules,
them.
dude.
I think Haywire coming out of
Mm.
hardcore. I Everybody seems to be talking about those guys, and they own the social media game. I think Big Boy because they're fun, which is that's the big thing that bands that play aggressive music but make it fun. Black Dahlia Murder. They made the
Yeah.
same album a dozen times. Nobody complains. Everybody loves it.
Yeah, it's like Corpse.
Yes, Cannibal Corpse. Yes. But no, I think people are kind of jealous that they've gotten as big as they've gotten, as fast as they've gotten. But think about it. They hit all the right notes. The guy can sing. There's some heavy parts for the metal dudes. That was the most amount of attractive women I've ever seen at a show in my life. That was not a female recording artist that makes money geared towards women.
No. And you know what else it is that people won't admit? They're pissed off that they're anonymous. They have no fucking clue who
Oh
they
yeah.
are.
Yeah.
They wear masks, which is that's corny. But you love Slipknot. Okay. It's just the people are pissed off that they're anonymous and they're huge, and it's just like, oh fuck this band. Like, dude, stop being corny. Pick up a guitar
But
and try and pick up a drumsticks and try and play that shit because the
in
dude's a great drummer.
in Doc's article, the call out he makes about Limp Bizkit and Metallica, I thought was the perfect analogy, where he talked about his exact quote. We've seen this movie before. Limp Bizkit went from the biggest band in the world in 2002 to persona non grata in a couple of years. I saw them get booed opening for Metallica in 2003. Rage Against the Machine bassist Tim Comerford even apologized for Limp Bizkit's existence. Now they're getting their flowers for being cool, innovative, and fun. Many old fans remembered how great they were, and a whole new generation appreciate them without the baggage. And then he calls out, which is really important, it was also trendy to hate Metallica for 10 years. Now people love them again. He's
Yeah.
completely right.
No, yes. I agree with the whole Limp Bizkit thing. It's just like, dude, like people grow older and they're like, you know what? Rolling's actually a great song. Like, I
Uh,
love that shit. You know what I
yes.
mean?
Yes.
It's just people in the metal scene just love to hate on shit like Nickelback, and it's just like, stop the
Yep.
bullshit, dude. You ain't wrote a song that catchy in your life, and you never will.
Yep. Yep.
What do we got next? Code Orange hiatus. We all seen that coming. I mean,
Uh,
check your
well,
ego at the door, bro.
I think if we're being honest with ourselves, I think Jamie's ego got the better of them. I
Yeah.
think that they got too weird with their sound and they lost their fans where their fans were along for the ride, dropping kids off the name, going from I Am King to Forever to what was the one after that, Underneath, which I actually thought was a brilliant album. They took their fans on a journey, but then they went too far too fast, and when they bailed on their headline tour, that's when you knew they were cooked. That's when you knew, to use that word again. When they bailed on, they it was a Gridiron, Soul Blind, them, Spy, and they bailed on it. And I know the guitarist had arm problems, like he had an injury he needed to get fixed. I get it, but the timing, I mean, from the fan from the outside, we're going to speculate it's kind of suspect. And that's what bands do when their early advanced sales numbers are not good. They had a massive tour lined up, and they called it off. And right then, I was like, yeah, this band is probably done. It's they went from Code Orange Kids to Code Orange to Code Orange Man 5000, and it just didn't. It didn't land. It didn't land.
Yeah, yeah, you're 100%. I 100% correct. And I think him stepping from the drums up to the front man was just like, why? Just stick to what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was
Mm-hmm.
no need for that. And I kind of think that was like part of that downfall right there. I could be wrong. I don't fucking know. I would interview the dude and whatever. I mean, I'm not talking shit. Like the dude, like they came from the fucking underground. They made it big. That's awesome. I fucking respect
Agreed.
that. But like, dude, like put your ego away. Like you're not fucking like you still have shit to prove. And I kind of
Yes.
feel like you proved it in the underground. Let's be honest. Like the underground stage of that band was huge and I loved it. But like when you come into the big leagues, like you got to put your ego away, dude. Let the like even Metallica. They look, dude. Metallica. Like, do they have an ego? Do you think?
Uh, they definitely did for a while. I think the load and reload years were definitely where it set in. Saint Anger was, I think, a giant punch in the nose for them. A
Yeah.
giant punch in the nose. Um, and I now I think I kind of get the sense they're doing just for fun. Like they're enjoying it. On when I saw them both lights at the Philly stop a couple weeks ago, and they just seemed like they were having a good time. Like they were out there to have a good time, which is hey, I'll take it. I'll
How much
take it.
money do you think they make in one show?
I don't know, and here's why. So what's the capacity of the link?
70 some maybe.
So it was probably a good 70% sold out.
Okay.
So that was what 50 grand, 50,000 people, give or take. I don't know because I don't know how much that stage show costs.
Let's say this. What's 50K times 100?
Uh, 5 million.
Okay. So 5 million. So you got to pay Pantera, you got to pay Metallica, you got to pay, we'll say Suicidal. All right, 5 million plus the stage show plus all that. I'm sure they got beer sales, they got fucking merch sales. You know
Yeah,
they walked out with at
they
least a
oh
mil.
they it was definitely a money maker for them. They definitely made money. However, I don't know how much because I mean the stage show, Tim, I think you saw I don't know if I sent you my picture. It was a giant circle. You had these giant, they had 7 towers with video screens across the top and the sound and the beach balls. And it was probably not a cheap production. Granted, it was flawless, but it was not a cheap production. So yeah, they
How, how,
definitely
how,
made money.
how much do you think this week they made on the Black Album? It's probably
Oh,
still in. Look, do me a favor. Look this up real quick. Is the Black Album still in the Billboard Top 100 right now? Because I kind of feel like it is because that record, just from like, all right, I'm sure like there was out of the 50,000, you would say at least 3,000 people are probably there for the first time they've ever seen them. Probably just started listening to them a year ago, maybe this year. You know what I mean? Like there's people that are, I
mhm.
heard there was a lot of like kids with their parents there.
Dude, it was a lot of parents brought their kids.
That's what I mean. So
Um,
like there's shirt sales right there because the kids want a shirt. The kids probably want the black, they want the records. Like I to me, I feel like that band prints money at this fucking point.
I am looking for what is I think it's behind a paywall.
They definitely got Metallica money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they make their own fucking currency at this point. Like that's and that's why I feel like they still play because it's just like that's generational wealth right there just from playing music.
Yes.
It's
Trying to
wild, man.
find it, but it's not loading. Yeah, there were a lot of parents and kids there. There were a lot of parents with real little kids. There were parents with teenagers. I swore I saw 3 generations. There was somebody older than me, somebody about my age or about a little younger, and then their kid. So it was kind of wild. But yeah, it was ever.
Son,
I mean,
father, and grandfather. Yeah.
I saw friends through Facebook who were there with their little kids, like their 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 year olds. I had a colleague who didn't take his son. His son loves Metallica, but he's only 7, and he's like, "Nah, me and the wife are going," because he wouldn't remember it anyway. Um, but yeah, there were a lot of people there. So I looked it up. The Above Tour 2024 was the last Code Orange tour that was aborted. Openers were Teenage Wrist, Spy, Gridiron, and Soul Blind, and that was a month and a half. And when they bagged that, that was the hey, it's kind of yikes. Yeah.
Hey, it is what it is, man. I'm sure they'll come back and play a show here or there, but I think
Yeah.
Reba joining Manson was kind of like, ah, you knew that was the end.
Yeah. Once she joined Manson, you were kind of the mind of yeah.
Who does she date now, too? Doesn't she date like someone in a
What's his
big
name? The
band?
singer of the singer of Dillinger Escape Plan.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. So once that happens, it's just like, yeah, they're done. But
Yeah.
hey, whatever. A couple more things for this. Primer 55 got announced they're back together, so that does not surprise me at all.
I saw that. I was waiting for that to happen.
New metal nostalgia coming back right there. We'll
Yep.
see if the record's good. The other thing this year that's been not driving me nuts, but like crazy is like Acid Bath and people going crazy over Acid Bath.
They
It's just
never
like
had a following when they came out. Like, what is the
like I mean they kind of did. Don't get me wrong. Like the Kite String Pops, whatever that record's called, like that was huge back then. But like not huge, but like people loved it. But like I just people there's certain bands that people just pretend that they love. It's like the Misfits. You don't love the Misfits. They're not that good. Let's be honest
No, they're
here.
not. They're not.
Like I don't get me wrong. I like the Misfits. I like songs by them. There's not full records where I go, oh, that's great. But like, it's in like Sex Pistols. Like you don't love Sex. That band's not even that good. Stop
No,
it.
no, no.
It's another band where people are just pretending they love. It's just so fucking annoying. Enough. They're
Mm.
gonna play 3 more shows and you're never gonna hear from them again.
I
Enough.
love when band when I mean, and it's a young kid thing. They're like, oh yeah, this is my favorite band, and they haven't played a show in 30 years. It's like, dude, come on,
Yeah. No, it's not. Stop your nonsense.
come on.
All right, to make this go quicker, we got some questions here. We'll get through these. What's been the best show you've attended so far this year?
That has to be FYA.
Okay.
I mean, I had so much fun. It was, I mean, and it's hard to compare that to like 2 nights of Metallica to the Whitechapel tour, right? Because it's 3 completely different experiences. But
Yes.
I had the most fun at FYA, even though I got snowed in and stuck in fucking Orlando. I had the most fun. It was the most amount of bands that I hadn't seen. There were a bunch of really big surprises for me, and I look forward to going next year. I just got to remember after the show got hit up the Waffle House. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed that. Totally surprised. We'll definitely do it again.
All right. I've only been to 2 shows, so I'm not even going to answer that right now. Um, anything surprise you? Whether it's been a record announcement, anything?
Mm, yeah, I'm surprised Loathe hasn't announced a new album.
Dude, it's fucking crazy that you said that. I literally have that on my list. Like, what is
Uh,
going on with this Loath record?
that single they put out is fantastic.
Yeah.
Which leads to, and they just did the tour with Spirit Box, so which leads to believe that there's one coming. Um, I'm waiting for their announcement. I am waiting for the announcement from Fleshwater
Yeah.
because they just did that monster tour with the Deftones, and they just announced a headliner
Oh,
with
did they?
Chat Pile.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Okay.
so
I
I
didn't even
think
see that. That's cool.
yeah, Chad Pile's one headliner, one support, and there's another band that's the first half support. Philly gets Chad Pile. I'm surprised that they haven't announced anything yet. Um,
It's crazy you said Loath because that was my exact thing. Like, how has this not been announced yet?
I am. I don't know if you just saw it, but Archspire just left Season of Mist,
Mm.
so they are independent now, and they are crowdfunding the next album,
They'll be on Metal Blade.
and they raised 150 grand in less than 24 hours.
Mm.
I
Wow.
I did the one package. Fucking the wife's gonna see the credit card bill. I'm like, what is this charge? Um, I did the one package. I think it was like 120 bucks, and it was CD, vinyl, poster, two T-shirts, a hat, a sticker, whatever, like a banner, fucking pasties. I don't know what was it. I was just like, okay, I'm not doing the 3 grand one, but I'm not doing the $10. So let me just find something in the middle. And T-shirt
They had a
sold.
3 grand one.
Yeah, there was one. It was all the merch for the upcoming album, all the different vinyl versions, a CD. Like it came in a big box. There was a book that came with it, which is the story behind the album. Apparently, the album is basically written. They just need to record it.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that was kind of a surprise. Um, did you see that Stray from the Path announced that they're hanging it up?
Yeah.
Not surprising. I mean, they had a hell of a run. Um,
Yeah, they'll all be in different bands.
we're gonna
That
go through
drummer
our
dude, Craig, that dude's an incredible drummer, man.
yeah, and
He's got a great podcast too.
yeah, he's funny. If you want to talk about like releases that really surprised me, the Gut Rectomy album was not what I was expecting at all. I was completely blown away. I have listened to that so many times. I love this ridiculous 808 slam. Like I love
Yeah.
it.
that
Um,
that's the genre, 808
we're
slam.
we're gonna do a reaction of it if we have time for the new K9 song, which is just titled 808, which is mind blowing. I love this stuff. I was really really surprised by how good that was, how enjoyable it was. Um, what else really really surprised me this year?
Well, we can wait till your favorite records so far. So they're probably in
You know
there.
what? So you know what? Another show that I saw that was you talking about the best show, it was definitely FYA. But I mean, working my way down, festival was FYA. Then it was 2 nights of Metallica. Big name tour was Whitechapel, but the Crown Magnetar tour, it was them, Extortionist, Larcenio, and Extermination Dismemberment.
Yeah,
That was a hell of a show.
that's one I wish I went to.
It was a hell of a show. But yeah, that Gut Rectomy album was constant spin. Another surprise, Cytotoxin,
Oh
the
yeah,
Russian
yeah,
band.
yeah,
I had no idea they were a Beneath the Massacre band.
yeah. That shit's good, man.
And I listened to it and I was like, holy shit, because I didn't the last album didn't resonate with me like this one did.
That drummer is fucking sick.
Oh, all those guys, I don't know what kind of drugs they have to do to get like that. I really don't.
I watched a video of him blast beating, and he's just like looking at the camera, like, "Du-du-du." I'm like, holy fuck, dude! Like
I did
how?
Mike's interview, the interview we did with Mike from Orthodox, where he talked about how those guys they have to sit straight up and be dialed in because all their moves need to be precise because you're playing so fast you can't afford to go anywhere in the wrong direction.
Yeah, that's coming out soon, right?
Which one?
The Mike interview.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's actually next week, I think it's next week because the album comes out next week, doesn't it?
Yeah, had a lot of fun with that. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a good one.
yeah. It was good. Yeah. Those were my surprises so far this year. I've seen a lot of really good shows. Um, this couple of albums came out where I was like, whoa, this was not. I had no idea where I was going with that one. Um,
Speaking of Orthodox, we need to message Adam and tell him get the band together. Let's do a album track by track. But
yeah.
I think after this week we're off for a few or no.
We're no, my I think my trip is canceled, so I'll be around that week.
Well, maybe if you want, what is that, the 18th?
Yes.
Maybe we should ask them if they want to come on. When did they go on tour? Look that up real quick. You're like Jamie of the fucking
Jamie,
news
look that up.
right
Look that
now.
up.
All right,
Hold
while you're
on.
looking that up, let's get through these thoughts on Halfira. I absolutely that fucking lineup is amazing.
Yeah, we can talk about that. They head out on. Hold on, drum roll, please. First date is June 21st.
Oh yeah, that's way too. Yeah, never mind. We'll get them when they get back.
Yeah, well, the album comes out this week. I'm stoked for that.
Yeah,
I
I
am really
mean,
stoked for that. Okay, so let's talk through this Hellfira lineup. Want to do that in
well,
this episode, or you want to do a separate episode where we just do Hellfira?
well, yeah, we'll do a separate one.
Okay.
Just quick thoughts on it. I really think that that's going to blow up on that. I think a lot of people are super stoked for that, and I that's a hell of a lineup, man. But I don't want to do the whole lineup here. We'll knock that out real quick in a second. But yeah, great. Um, I don't even want to. I have another thing here. I don't even want to get into it. I'll tell you what it is after this because I just don't want to talk about it right now because I
Okay.
think it'll be very bad. Um, What are
Top 10?
hold on one second here. Because there's other questions here. I'm like, I think we kind of already talked about this. Any bands you think all right, last one, and we'll get into records. Any bands you think will surprise us with a release this year that's not even on the radar? It's
Well,
hard to
I told you that Throne threw out one track. Maybe they've got something cooking. A band that we're expecting that I know he's gonna drop it out of nowhere because it's how he works. The new Mood Ring,
Oh yeah, yeah,
right? Hunter will
yeah,
drop that at it.
yeah.
All it's gonna take is him just deciding, you know what? I'm hitting the button. Um, that I'm not aware of.
And if that comes out, that will probably be in the mix of beating that Thornhill record for me. The snippets I've heard from that mood ring are fucking good, dude.
I really hope Hunter gets his health under control because he is so talented,
Yeah.
so talented.
Yeah, that sucks,
Um,
man. And it's like I would love to get him back on and like talk about what he's been doing, putting out, but I just don't want to bother him. Like he's got too
right,
much shit going on. Like
right.
I'm just not like
I
I'm
don't
not saying I'm
you
not
don't want to bug him.
interested.
Yeah,
I
you
just
don't
don't
want to
want to
bug
bug
him.
him. Yeah, I don't want to bug him.
Here you go. They haven't announced shit. Napalm Death.
Yeah.
They're due for one. I know Pig Destroyers fucked around a bit. I know Origin, they hinted that they were getting ready to go back into the studio. They said they got things cooking, so maybe they got something. Misery's Index has been very quiet. That last album was kind of a, so I'm hoping this one they come storming back in. Um,
I think Nine Inch Nails is going to give us something.
yeah, yeah. Where are the Deftones? I thought they would have had something by now.
I don't even want to talk about it. I'm so angry with that. Enough. Come on with this. The record's
Yeah.
done. Just put it the fuck
Yeah, but
out.
just tell the label it's going out tomorrow. What do you mean? It's going out
Put a
tomorrow.
single out for fuck's sake. Enough of
Yes.
this shit. Like listen, dude, this is 2025. You don't need to fucking hold us off for 3 years like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
label's pressuring. Fuck off.
Yeah. Just
You don't
put the
even
thing
need a
out.
label at this point. Just call it Deftones Records, put it the fuck out. It's gonna sell.
Those records. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
All right. Outlook for the rest of the year. I think the months are gonna get crazier and crazier. It's gonna be harder and harder for us to pick records. And I think by
Yes.
December when we do our best of, it's gonna be pulling fucking hair, and that's my outlook right now, man.
Yes. I am bullish on the rest of this year. I'm bullish.
Yeah. That's a good adjective for it. All right. Favorite records so far for the year. We'll get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
How many do you have?
I limited myself to 10. So I cut it down
I
to this is my top if we were to snap the line today, even knowing what we know is coming out, these are the top 10 albums for me for this year.
I weirdly have the same thing. You go first. Let's knock them out.
Okay, from the bottom. Puma Blue, Antichamber.
Okay.
I could kiss Adam for introducing this guy to me. I love everything he does. It is such a palate cleanser from all the real heavy 808 slam and shit that I listen to. I think this album is great. Want me to just go through my whole list?
We'll go one off.
Okay.
My first one on here, I have Bleed. That new record is a perfect
Uh,
mixture of new metal and gaze and rock and all that stuff. I absolutely
that
love that record. It's
that is
perfect.
on mine as well. I had trouble moving past it because I kept listening to it again and again and again.
Yeah.
You suggested it. We did the reaction for that song that I really liked, and I went back in and I don't know what I want to listen to, but I don't want to listen to anything heavy. Bleed comes in.
Yep.
Or one of the other two albums on this list, two, three albums on this list where I'm like, yeah, I go to this too.
I think the next one I'm going to say is on your list. The new Trevor something is fucking amazing.
Yes. Yes. Same. Same. Every time I think that he's done, he talks about hanging it up. He puts out something new, and you're like, geez,
Yep.
holy crap. Yeah, he's good. He's really good.
This next one's going to be on your list. The new Whitechapel. We already said how amazing
Yep.
that is.
Yep.
I think the next one I have is on your list. The new Deaf Heaven is fucking perfect.
So that is not on my list.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so now let's bounce back to me. What I got left. Sleep Token, even Arcadia. We
Yeah.
talked about them. I think that album is brilliant. I'm gonna buy tickets off StubHub to take the wife because I think she's never seen them and I really want to take her. Next one I got here is Gridiron Poetry from Pain. I think this band is going to blow up. I think this album is amazing. It is equal parts hardcore, rappy, new metal. There's some electronic stuff. There's some actual rap. I think it's great.
Yep.
Love it. I absolutely love it. I listened to it nonstop since it's come out. It's fantastic.
Me as
Uh,
well. That is on my
okay,
list
so
as
that's
well.
on yours. So the next one, not a surprise pick, but a surprise pick. Vildhjorta. Don't ask me to try and explain and pronounce that name. I'm not even. I had a buddy who's from Sweden. I sent him the name and I said, pronounce this. And he sent me an audio recording and I said, Johan, that made me even more fucking confused. Um, it is different. It is experimental, but I keep going back to it because again, it's a palate cleanser. There's some parts that are heavy. There's some parts that are clean. The only other album on this list that I would compare it to is it's coming out in September. The new Igor album.
Yep.
They do the same sort of thing where it's these amazingly talented musicians doing something kind of different. So that's another one that you didn't have on your list. I've only got three left.
Yeah, just knock them out. Fuck it.
Body Box 3.
That's on my list.
I, this album came out and I was like, this is great. This is stupid heavy. And then I forgot about it. And then you made a remark, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. You said, I keep going back to that album and I don't know why. So I went back the one day I was driving around doing errands. I'm like, oh, I haven't listened to this in a bit. And I'm like, man, how did I miss this? Like, how did I forget how good this was? Like
Stupid heavy.
it's retarded heavy. Let's be honest here. But it's really, really good. Last two, we talked about this band earlier, Gut Rectomy with Angst.
Yeah.
I want someone to bring. I like Whitechapel. Well, Phil Bozeman, if you're listening, you're not listening, but if you were listening, or like the Cats from Lorna Shore, bring over Gut Rectomy, bring over K9, and No Face No Case as the opener. It would be like the blown balls and eardrums tour, right? Like that, literally, like you'd have to give like refunds, like hand out slam hammers and earplugs to everybody on the way in. But
How many stage monitors can we break on this tour?
Everything's just buzzing. I think this album is great. It is not. They do all the things that makes 808 Slam great, but they do it in a way that makes it fun. And that album, I don't get tired of it. A lot of this stuff in this vein, I'll get through 5 or 6 songs. I'm like, okay, it's enough. I listen to the whole album through. And I mean, they bury some of the features, Kyle from Body Snatcher, and they bury the cat from Crown Magnetar. Like, it's really, really good. Last album on my top 10, probably you're going to be surprised, but not surprised, but surprised. The Squirrely Years Revisited by Ministry.
It's all mine. Yep.
I listen to this all the time.
All the fucking time.
I did not like Twitch. I did not like With Sympathy when it came out. And the funny thing is, I think I told this story when I met my wife. We were going through CDs. I'm like, oh, she's like, me, I love Ministry and With Sympathy and Twitch. And I'm like, you didn't listen to the older stuff, did you? She's like, no, why? I'm like, it's kind of different. I think the re-recording, he kills it. And he just announced that he's doing one more album before he retires, which is probably going to be something with Paul Barker. And which just means that the next tour that they do, we have to go. Because I've never seen them live. Never seen them live.
Never either.
But yeah, if you like Ministry and you like the old stuff, but you also like some of the newer synthwave stuff, right? Like imagine he takes that Trevor Something as an opener.
That'd be sick.
It'd be wild. But yeah, that's my list. Close misses, Tim. We talked about Cytotoxin, the Mizmor and Hell collaboration album. Close miss.
Fucking sick.
The Larcenia Row, Age of Apocalypse, near miss. Spirit Box, great. Spirit World. I love the new Spirit World album. It's so much fun. And we talked about albums we're looking forward to. In 2 weeks, I'm going to see Dragged into Sunlight and Mizmor together at that place in Philly with the Ball Pit. And if the videos from Maryland Death Fest are any indication, it is going to be wild. Like did you see the end of the videos where the candelabras up front and they play facing the back? They don't play facing the audience.
No,
and
you're supposed to send that to me.
All the lights are going. Oh, I'll send you the video. It's wild. So yeah, that's my top 10. What did you have that I didn't, Tim?
My last remaining stuff, that new Thornhill, obviously. A Sky So Black. I fucking love that record. Great record. We said Body Box. It's so stupid heavy. Great American Ghost. I absolutely love that record. That's like my guilty pleasure one right now. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's kind of corny. No, it's heavy as shit, and it's fucking written very well. It's great. That came out in fucking January, and I still listen to that. I know this is only 3 songs. That new Balmora stuff is fucking perfect.
Yeah, as far as EPs, yeah, that's on my list.
I think that they're one of them bands that they put out a full length, they're going to be the biggest metalcore band right now. I kind of think they actually are right now. They're fucking amazing.
Dude, I told you at FYA they broke out the Unbroken Wings cover. They covered the whole song and everybody lost their mind.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. The new Final Resting Place EP, I listen to it more and more. It's fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Love
Mm-hmm.
that band. And my last one, this one took me so by surprise, man. That new Violent Answer stuff is so good.
I'm glad you like that. It is. It's really good.
I love that shit, man.
Uh, Talking about stuff that hit me by surprise, that Flake EP.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I go back and listen to that and the Amira Elfaki.
Yeah,
I
that's not
listen to
bad.
those two all the time. I'm really they were surprise finds and I'm like, wow, they're pretty damn good.
Yeah. All right. Last thing here, we'll get out here. Basically, what are we looking forward to, and what records could bump out your top 10? I'll go real quick. I have 8 of them.
Okay.
I think that new From Joy is going to take a top tenner in my list. That them 2 songs are absolutely amazing. Disaster Piece, that band that we talked through from Jersey, that new song
Mm-hmm.
they put out is so fucking good. That might be the best new metal thing that might come out this year if it does. He told me they're in the studio, so that's definitely coming this year. He confirmed that. I don't know if this band is putting out a record, but the new Thursday songs, oh god, dude, one of my most enjoyable stuff this year. Them Thursday songs are great. The new Poison the Well record, I think, is going to be amazing. The new Dead Guy, I think, is might hit my top 10. Really looking forward to that new Signs of the Swarm record. I'm really looking forward to that new Lorna Shore, and I think that new Tala record is going to be really good as well.
Okay. Okay. I
Um,
have Dead Guy as well. I think Dead
yeah,
Guy's going to easily get into the top 10. Orthodox, from what we've heard, that's definitely going to the top 10. Signs of the Swarm, it's almost a given for me, knowing I'm a huge fan.
yeah.
Stretch surprises. I want to see how the new Turnstile record is,
Oh yeah, dude, I'm really
right?
looking
Because
forward to
I
that.
really like the last one. I think the Putridity album, I love that last Putridity, and they have a new one coming out. I think it's on it's New Standard Elite, I think. I think that might bump somebody. And as far as like weirdness, there is a chance that Vilhurta disappears if the Igor album is half as weird as that one song we did the reaction vid to,
Oh,
where
Blast Beat Falafel. Yeah.
if that whole album is like that, I love Vilhurta, but that's probably going to end up bumping that out because it's bonkers.
Did your buddy confirm that's how you say the name?
Vilhurta, yes,
Okay.
yes. But
Vil
then when I sent him the
Vilgirta?
Vilhurta,
Oh, Hirta. Okay.
Vilhurta.
Okay.
But then he tried. Then I should play the audio of Johan. He said, and I've listened to it like 4 times. I'm like, dude, you made it worse. Like, don't. What I'm seeing letter wise and what I'm hearing are two completely incongruent things. So
So he actually speaks the language.
yeah, he's from there.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
when I said it to him, he went, "Oh, this is Bill Yurta. Yeah, I'll listen to this later." Because he's a fan. He's a fan of metal. But yeah, I think that might bump it. Um,
And
Total.
the mood ring we forgot to mention.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, God knows what Hunter's got cooking. He could have 3 other albums he's working on with 3 different bands, and it could come out and be, oh, here we go. You know what band we didn't talk about?
Psycho
Speaking of
Realm,
Trustkill, Bayway.
Bayway. Yeah.
That new song is great, and we know Jay Bayway, Jayway, whatever you want to call him. He's got an ear that might be huge.
Yeah, and then we might get a new E Town record. You never know. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, so we got a hell of a year halfway done. We got a hell of a year coming up. What do we miss? What did we not talk about? What are you excited for in the second half of this year? Hop on to YouTube and leave us a comment. New Breed _ podcast, Twitter and Instagram, newbreedpodcast@gmail.com, 267-297-4627 for your audio complaints, comments, and concerns. New episodes every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern. New reaction videos every Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern. Find us on r/new metal. Find us on our Facebook group. And find us next week, because until then, cheers.
Later.